Alright guys, welcome. Oh shit, I gotta close my Coachella stream. Alright, we are here.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright, let's see how long this streak has been.
Madris. I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome back. Alright, we're gonna do this, we got this build to take care of today, don't we? I got 0 packages to open today. Oh my god, Alex with the 24 months. 2 years, that's 2 straight years of support. 1 month streak. Oh, Majestic Rice. Madris. Nice studio. I can see it around here. I know, it's just, there's no better place to put it. Alright. No packages today. We're gonna go kind of, I don't know. I don't want to jinx myself in saying that we'll go fast today because we're never fast. But we're going to try to go as quickly as possible considering we have no packages to open. The switches are done, except we got to do the spacebar one. And then, so, you know, stabilizers we haven't done yet. The part that worries me the most is how to sort of build this out and what the rotary encoder does, how to program it if it's not already programmed to anything, and we'll just kind of see, right?
Whoa, what's up with that sealed wax letter?
Oh yeah, I've been noticing this lately. People have been putting sealed wax letters in these keyboards. Should I open it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna have your address.
I didn't know how to open sealed wax letters before until I realized I had these like envelope cutters.
You can break the wax.
Oh. Pandora is a luxury mechanical keyboard made for the 1% of mech enthusiasts that strive for something truly special. I welcome you to the Pearl Boards family, present you with this carefully packed kit. I truly hope you enjoy Pandora. Kindly ask you follow my online build guide while assembling everything. Thank you for your unending support for joining this group buy. There's a scratch, like this is a scratcher, but I'm just like, is this a coupon code or is this the, I don't know, what is this? I'll scratch it off later. Okay, oh, here's the build guide. Don't overtighten any screws, they'll strip the threads. Oh, these are don'ts. Don't build your PCB without testing. Overload the USB hub. Push or pull any JST4 cable. Is there, okay, I mean, I guess I'll just visit this page for the build guide.
Now, have you seen these eye ladies on Twitch?
Eye ladies?
Yeah.
Who? What eye lady?
Eye ladies nuts on your face.
God. Eye ladies.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is stupid.
I'm gonna clip that. Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Alright, peace, dude. That was Alex, my co-host. Okay, let's find this. I whipped the XR HHKB back out, and I don't hate it as much as I thought I did before. It is like a little bit not smooth just due to not having lubed the stems, but to be expected. I think I am gonna retune them. Peter Poppins, welcome. Ooh, I didn't detail anything about keycaps. I guess we're gonna have to choose a keycap set for this at some point. Okay, I guess we'll just try and figure this out. Whoops. I'm probably going to Punt on the foams here. I'm not a big foam guy. Oh, that's not real. Oh, sorry about that, Peter Poppins. Let me see if I can get the old one. Okay. Keyboard command should be up to date at this point, I think. I hope. Okay, it says I need to flash this PCB, which I'm curious how easy that is to do on a Mac. Maybe not that bad. Okay, so we got some foam here. We're gonna punt on it. This is interesting. All right, here is our PCB. Is this daughter board? Oh, it is. Okay. All right. What I don't like about this is this. This thing here is not really equipped with clear zip bags, or what do we call these little zip locks? They're not clear, so I don't know what's inside of what. That looks to be the rotary encoder. That is an accent piece. Literally, where is the JST not included? Am I crazy? Does it not come with a JST cable? Oh, it's in here. Oh, the daughter board's a big boy. Okay. Well, let's see. I think the first thing is to test the PCB, but I'm just going to quickly gloss over what the build guide contains. So let's take a look together. Okay, unpack. There's a bunch of stuff here. No LED. That's fine. Unpack plates. Flash the PCB. Okay, so we got the. They give us this flashing guide, which tells us to do QMK. I don't know the last time we've used QMK, but all right, we'll figure it out. Use via. Disassemble the case. Add the secondary piece. Oh, for the okay, got it. I was like, what? Add gaskets and badge. Add stabilizers. Assemble PCB and plate. Retest PCB. Okay. Okay. Are you guys cool with this? Let's do this. Actually, again, I still don't need this. I can just not. We've seen this before, but we'll try and figure out how to go and get QMK set up. All right, let's get back to the overhead and see if I can get this. Do I have QMK? Mac OS QMK toolbox.pkg. I need to allow this to be installed. All right. QMK is officially installed. Okay. Download the appropriate hex file. Pandora. Download. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna need a second cable because I need to like go back and forth. I think maybe I can just plug this into this Cintiq. Let's find out. Let's just try this for now. Let me know if the volume is okay. I think sometimes I'm just not certain. Okay. Let's get this PCB up in here. I need some scissors, I guess. I don't know how to open this. I feel like, is there a way to open this without cutting it? I guess not. Oh, this is for, I see, this is for the USB hub. Okay, so this is what we need. Okay, let's see this. Connect a red JST to the back port that says USB. Okay. Connect the black USB-C daughter board to the other end of the JST cable. I see. Oh, that's complicated, huh? Jeez. This Pandora is kind of crazy, no? Okay, wait. Open your sealed PCB up and connect your edges to the thing that says USB. Connect it to the other end of the JST cable. Connect the USB-C daughter board. I feel like they've missed a step here. Like it's like just, it's literally missing a step, I think. Unless I'm like reading this incorrectly. This is the big thing that connects the daughter board to the, you know, this is the thing that routes to everything, I believe. But it doesn't really, it's missing a step. I think. Unless Hold up. Let me try to read this. Dark Mode Media, welcome, welcome. 1 second, let me try to read this. Yeah, this is just the hub. The actual, like, Mega 32U4 is here. So flashing this hex to this hub I don't think is particularly useful. This has to be done before we get anywhere. And it's just missing the step, I think. Okay. Okay. Pick the hex file in the open box. All right. AT Mega 32U4, I believe that's what we'd seen from before. All right, you gotta find that reset button. Okay, let's flash this. Okay, I think that should be, ooh. Oh, okay, that's chill. Okay, that might be it then, huh? All right. Aha, ha ha ha. Very chill, very chill. I guess one thing I wonder is what happens with the rotary encoder? You know? Like, how is that? What is nubs? So there's no layouts option, which I find kind of curious.
Yo!
Whoa, you scared the shit out of me.
Sorry.
What's going on?
Just walking.
Walking?
I'm walking.
Oh, that's different.
I know, I never walk it.
Yeah, what the heck is going on? Are you okay? Are you sick?
My car.
Oh, you're to your car.
I just got off work.
Oh, okay.
Are you streaming?
I am.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Guys, this is my co-host, Andy.
Yes, co-host. I'm your Hannibal Buress.
All right, this is weird.
Dude, behind my work is a dumpster,
Mm-hmm.
and there's hella, like, syringes everywhere, like needles and syringes. Pretty sure, like, people are doing, like, some bad things.
You think so? Okay, wait a second. I'm noticing something kind of weird about this PCB. Alright, let's check this out. Shop Pandora 60 PCB. Okay. So there's 7U support for this. But it's just kind of I'm finding this a little bit strange. can't choose a layout. And it's fixed to like 6.25. It's kind of weird. Okay, anyways. Whoa, what is this? All right, let's just try our best here. We'll figure it out as we go. Left, right, down. This would be home, page up, and page down, slash star, plus minus. We'll call this that media, as we usually do, and that might be almost it. Almost it. Caps lock, and we come back and check here. That is left control. All right. Okay, I think we're good there. Now, the weird thing is just this. All right, let me check a few things. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, so that should be the one. Okay, let's see here. So I think this has 10U support, which might be what this is. Oh, I realize I might not be showing it. So there's 10U support, which is like a really wide stabilizer. And I'm guessing that these correspond with 1.5 unit, but it's just weird to look at, especially on the, the compatibility on VIA is definitely really bizarre. So I think it just has to end up looking something like that, as far as I understand. So this one will get ignored, and let's just do that. Let's just ignore it now. Call this one right alt, and we'll call this one right win. And again, I'll just pass these through just so I'm like as not confused as possible. I think that's our best way to go when I look at this. Okay. Okay, let's officially test this PCB now. Alright, so we're going to test this PCB. Thing looking good so far. We'll typically try to go with full touch, but I am a little curious about what key set we're going to run. I think we have like a few spares unassigned. Okay, we'll skip those. Okay, so let's skip a few. It's weird how you can't choose the layout here. I feel like that was a little bit of an oversight on developing the VIA JSON that's been accepted. Okay, so I think that covers it. As weird as that looks, I think we're solid there. Okay. So this is interesting. ZMK has some usage, but only if you're on Windows. So if that becomes necessary, again, I'm a little confused as to how this is really supposed to work, especially with the rotary encoder. It has me curious. We'll see. Okay, so what's next here? What do they say we should do? Test all your PCBs. Maybe I should test the other one. Let's check it out. Let's see what I have over there. Question is, should I open the second one and test it in the same exact way? I mean, what do I gain from it? I'll just know in advance if it's broken. Do that another time. Okay. Disassemble the case, add the secondary PCBs to the bottom case. We could do that a little bit later. I think it might be more worthwhile now. I think. I mean, I guess we could go in this order that they're describing, right? It's like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't really help, but it's just like a little bit different than what I'm used to. We're going to eventually need to get another mat for doing stabilizers. Okay, first time taking this out of this plastic. I don't think this is all fully screwed at the current moment. Okay. We gotta unscrew it though. That is what we have to do. Okay, so it looks like there's some Phillips screws here, which is an interesting choice. I feel like not something common we see. I'm gonna grab some a tray. It's not fully unscrewed. Hope everyone's having a good Friday evening. We chilling trying to build this. We do have a giveaway a little bit later. Yet another. The All Hex sponsored Artisan series. Okay, I'm gonna need a longer screw there, or screwdriver. This one here I'm struggling to remove. Oops. I have an incredibly long screwdriver here. Two, four, six, eight. Okay, we got the 8 screws out. Finally. Very cool. Unscrew the weight screws. So those are M3. Nice engraving on the side. It all is pretty cool. I mean, just all around. The design on the back, like the actual weight design on the back, and just everything else. Like the accent side. This weight on the inside, how it's like etched or like engraved. Huh. Apparently, the 2 weight screws get replaced by gold screws. So why? Gonna slowly remove each of these. I like using the cover of the iFixit kit. iFixit kit as a screw tray. The ribs help me separate the screw. I've done that before. Just sometimes I don't think about it. I forgot about that this time around. That's what's happened here. All right. Okay, screw the encoder. Not like literally. Let's literally screw the encoder. Is that this? No. Here. Gotta find the actual screws. That's not it. That's not it. That's the accent piece. I really wish that these bags were clear. Two silver round head. Okay, so these guys right here. Jose Forbid, did you figure out how to rebind the encoder? No. All Hex. Damn, a lot of good stream tonight. All Hex, welcome back. Yeah, I know. I feel like I was trying to like think about beginning stream around 7 p.m. and I was just like, oh man, there's some like good stuff going on right now. So glad everyone who's here could be here. I know it's like an interesting Friday night for kind of a lot of reasons. All these interesting keyboard streams in general. Coachella is on. I don't know if you guys knew that. My brother had his set at Coachella earlier today at 2 p.m. Unfortunately, it wasn't live streamed, but yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Unplug the daughter board. Screwed in the center with 4 gold flathead Phillips. I think one of the reasons they did this is they knew that there's a lot of different types of screws, I'm guessing. Gold, 4 gold flathead screws. Okay, and they're Phillips. I did not figure out how to rebind the encoder, unfortunately. Doesn't seem to be available on VIA. And I don't know, just overall kind of a strange thing, but we will we'll approach it when we get there, I guess. That's a problem for future Chris. That's cool how this came with its own like sleeved cable. That's actually pretty nifty. I'm a fan of that. From description on Pearl boards, it sounds like it can only control volume. You know what's really shitty about that? What's really shitty about that is that I primarily use Mac, and on my Mac I use like a DAC. When you use a DAC on a Mac, like you lose the ability to control volume like at all. So this is actually not particularly useful here if the rotary encoder cannot be reprogrammed or rebound. So for the, I guess, few times that I would be using this on Windows, that's probably when it'll become more useful. Maybe I just gotta switch to Windows, I don't know. Okay. That is a little bit of a yikes, isn't it? Okay, so I think what they wanted was this. All right, I think I hit like an interesting part of, I finished whatever playlist I was on and now it's just playing whatever. And I used to be really concerned about that until I learned the Twitch VOD track thing. I'm also getting a sense I probably shouldn't have done this. Should probably uncable this. For now. Yeah, okay. Okay, 3 gold flathead Philips M2, okay. I can't remember the last time I used software volume control since getting my audio interface. I mean, I have a somewhat separate way of controlling my sound, but yeah, same. Again, I know Windows. I think in Windows, even if you're on, if I'm getting this right, even if you're on a DAC, there's still like a percentage control software-wise to control, like almost like a, I don't know if you'd call it like a post amp or something. I don't know, preamp. I think. I could be wrong. You guys can correct me on that. It's I'm not on Windows all the time, so I'm not entirely certain. Okay, so then this is supposed to go like this. I'm guessing then at this point, when does it tell me to put the weight back in? Oh. Okay, so it never actually says to put the weight back in. Okay, but I guess I'll just put it in now, because otherwise it's just going to be kind of stray. Oh, I'm so scared of this. All right. Everything's okay. I think everything is all right. And what is a separate software audio control past my interface? So I'm assuming a DAC would work the same way. Yeah, but like on Mac OS, I don't think it does, and that's kind of like that itself is kind of a weird thing. I can recognize, but I guess also it does kind of make sense. Like, why would you, you know? It's interesting how they tell you to replace the screws with gold. I wonder why. Okay, the badge, it's badge time. Gaskets and badge to the case. All right, am I crazy here? It says, carefully peel off a gasket off the included strips. Place 6 gaskets on the top part of the mid piece in the groove. So that makes sense. Place 6 gaskets on the under. Oh, it's this. I was like, where the hell? All right. I see. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to be. All right, I was like, where the hell are the grooves on the bottom? And I realized it's supposed to be on the mid. All right. Guess we're doing gaskets now. All this stuff, like, I feel like all this stuff I typically do at the end, but I guess we're doing them early. And it's a good change of pace, because, like, I feel like I'd be, like, slogging through the stabilizers right now, but it's nice to know that I can just do this part of it now. These gaskets are thin, man. These are some wimpy gaskets. I don't know if that's like supposed to be a good thing. Alright, that is not very centered. USB pass-through seems super convenient. Yeah, yeah. That part of it is chill. Okay, so here's the thing about the rotary encoder. Okay, I think another thing is I was supposed to put this cable into that rotary encoder before screwing this in, huh? Here's the curious thing. If this is like not necessarily going to be a useful thing to me, this rotary encoder, like if I can't program it to something else, part of me is wondering, should I just like omit it? Because, okay, I've been interested in a rotary encoder solution for a 60%. This is like one of the first times I've ever seen it. However, Madris, I hope you're okay with me continually pronouncing your name this way. But according to Madris here, you can't do it for anything but sound control, volume control. And if that's the case, like, and it's not going to be useful to me, why would I keep it in? I'm cool with it. Like, why would I keep this in, right? Like, part of me is thinking that, like, one of the things that worries me the most about specifically this implementation of a rotary encoder is storage. Like, if I am gonna like stow this away, how can I be entirely certain that the rotary encoder is gonna be safe when I'm sort of you know, hauling this around, you know? It's just something I'm a little bit worried about. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this off to the side briefly, that middle piece, because here is the case, right? It's weird because GeekHack group by page is worded like the encoder is rebindable. And that's the thing. Maybe it is. Like, perhaps it is, and it's just not something that has been easily, or just something that has been documented at all. Right? Okay, check this out. Here's the part that has me a little bit curious. There's a little groove in the case, and I'm wondering, is that where the knob is supposed to go? I think it is. So I guess that's kind of how it stays safe, right? So I guess they did account for that. That decimal has fired down. Tempest, welcome. Good to see you again. Hey, Tempest, you know, I've been meaning to ask you. I've just been really slow at it because, you know, I got a lot going on. But I'm going to ask you, I think last time around you mentioned something along the lines of drilling holes in your keyboards to, like, add helicoil? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But I have become more and more interested in that idea over time. But good to have you back. I'm glad to see your name. Just trying to carefully get these gaskets in. Luckily, there does seem to be enough space to be able to, as opposed to certain other boards. Although, I think I have just misaligned this one, which is kind of annoying. Okay. Yeah, I stripped a screw hole in my 7V. Helicoil kit was like $15. Came with the drill bit, tap, coil winder, and coils. No tap handle though. I just drilled the threads out. You feel the resistance when you hit the bottom. Then you tap the hole, use a drop of oil, watch a video on tapping holes if you've never done it. Then you screw the coil in and break the turn tab. They come with a full instruction manual. All right, all right. Yes, I'm very interested because I have more than one keyboard that has had screw problems. Yeah, and mind you, I guess one part of my worry is it's almost like okay, a couple things just to note for context. One of the boards is PC, one of the boards is metal. In both cases, it's like at least one has been sort of destroyed. And this is plate screws, like plates being screwed into the top of a case for a top mount board. The metal one specifically had an issue, is the dumbest issue in the universe, which is that I think the dumbest issue. I'm pretty sure they gave me the wrong screws. They gave me the wrong screws, so me trying to screw it in is what caused it to strip. So then like it has me very, very like nervous at this point about like trying to get new screws or trying to get screws at all for anything. Like, I'm just like, am I gonna get the wrong screws? Like these guys got me the wrong screws? Has me freaked out, man. Hello, will you do the giveaway if you reach 900 followers today? Gamerset 2015, thank you for the follow. So a couple things. One is not the 900 follower giveaway will happen on the stream after the 900 follows. However, I was gonna run a giveaway today anyways for something that wasn't gonna be this special 900 follower giveaway. So every stream we try to give something away. As you guys might know, for anyone who's not been here before, typically at the end of every stream I try to give something away, and sometimes it's junk. Sometimes it's complete junk. Sometimes it's something that's somewhat useful. Sometimes it's junk. Sometimes it's just straight garbage. But All Hex, member of this community, All Hex has graciously has been donating a bunch of artisans for giveaway. So right now we are on a streak of All Hex sponsored artisans, and today is no different. We're gonna give away one of All Hex's artisans that he's put up for giveaway here tonight. But outside of that, 900 followers, we're gonna be giving away something else that's a little bit even more special. Yeah, so screws can have different pitches and they gave you something weird, I guess. Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. And then what scares me is that, like, yeah, I can get a helicoil kit, but then, like, I'm worried about getting the wrong screws for the helicoil. You see my nervousness here? Like, it's stupid. I hate when like so this kind of happened with the top case. The mid case is actually fine, but the top case, the entry points for the gasket, I don't like it when designers make it so that like there's like a channel instead of like it dips in like from the lip. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So like right here, it's just really easy to place this this gasket because it just like it wells in like from the edge. But here it's that like you had to like finally try to insert this gasket, and there was something like there's something raised on all sides, and then like sometimes like that space is just a little too small for you to like, you know, comfortably throw it in there without like the gasket kind of turning. So thus far, I'm feel like there's been a couple of hitches here on this Pandora build, but still I think there's a saving grace here, which is you know, the USB hub is something new, the USB pass through. But yeah, when there's a raise all the way around, like the gasket space might be small, and then like the gasket like kind of like turns on itself and then ends up sticking not to the flat bottom, but like kind of partially to the sides of what's raised. And it kind of happened. I was trying to adjust it where it was really egregiously bad, but some of it not as bad. But like you can still kind of see it. You can still kind of tell. Oh, this is interesting. They gave me one extra gasket. You need 12 gaskets, unless I'm missing one. I've never seen that. It's always like the exact number of gaskets and they expect you to not mess up. So, shouts out for the one extra gasket. I wish there was more extra gaskets, but one extra is better than zero. All right, gaskets all here. Okay, I guess we need to put on this badge. The hell did I do with the badge? All right, I literally had the badge. And I've lost it because this desk mat, sometimes these desk mats, okay, here it is. These desk mats have like such crazy designs, which they look cool, but then like it's just easy to lose screws in them, you know? Okay, Phillips, tiny Phillips. When you get screws for the key, they usually are M2, M3, M4. They should only have one pitch option, I'm pretty sure. I would guess they gave you 564 screws, which are the same size but a different pitch. I see. So as long as you get M2 helicoils and M2 screws, you'll be fine. Okay. What if I wanted to go bigger though? What if I like... Is that like a bad idea to like just entirely move up to M3 from M2? How bad of an idea is that? I guess that like depends on the amount of space that the keyboard itself like lends for you to actually expand that big, huh? And it's probably unlikely that it's going to be very much, right? If it's plate screws, it's probably already M3. I will go back and check, but I just remember I think it was specifically on that one board that we had issues with. It was M2. In fact, I think also for the other one, the PC one that's completely unrelated, also might be M2, but I'll have to just check both. You probably got the closest imperial size 1/8. That could be the case. All right, so stupidly enough, I forgot to attach the cable for the rotary encoder. So I think I have to remove the weight. You definitely go up a size if you wanted. Right, but I mean, like, at some point, like, I can't go... At some point, there's a limit, right? Like, I can't go with a helicoil this big for a case screw or for a plate screw. It's kind of like, how easy is it to overdose on something that's healthy for you? I mean, it probably would not be a good idea to take your whole body weight in any substance. Just secure the plate with M10s. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if I took 170 pounds of vitamin C, it probably would not bode well for me. Oops. I can't imagine that it would. All right. Yeah, I forgot that step, didn't I, to put that cable there. All right, there we go. I'm getting my grubby prints all over the hardware here. All right, I'm gonna head out, do some more painting, enjoy the stream. Hey, thanks so much for dropping by. Hope you have fun painting, and thanks for all the advice. I'll take a look into all this. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, let's check this out. We added the okay. So it looks like it might be stabilizer time, huh? Hey, 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 hey. Our regularly scheduled programming here. All right, let's move this carefully off to the side. I gotta grab that desk mat right there. And then we'll begin doing some stabilizers, yeah? Are y'all cool with that? I know I am. By the way, if anyone would like to redeem a vinyl play, and you have points, feel free to go and do so. Oh, that's interesting. So I got rid of all of this stuff, all these little extra baggies, before we even began the stabilizer. So that's cool. Yeah, that feels like kind of productive. Alrighty. Okay, 2 foams. We're gonna pass on both of these. Okay. Should we go black stabilizers again? Madris. So the rotary encoder is rebindable if you set up a QMK environment and compile the files yourself. I was kind of, in my brain, I was kind of thinking that, like, this VIA hex that came with it was probably, like, if you can't do it in VIA, like, we didn't see it in VIA, I was going to guess that, like, there's got to be some way, but it's probably just, like, not really particularly obvious or easy. Like, not as obvious or easy as just, like, you know, flashing the VIA hex that already exists. I kind of anticipated that, but again, I don't know. Madris, do you know? Does it seem like an easy thing? Because like I'm trying to think. I've played a little tiny bit with like non-VIA flashing. The code itself is only 2 lines. Setting up the environment might be a pain in the ass. I see. Okay. Black stabilizers? You guys cool with black stabilizers? Pearl boards does have the QMK files available. Okay. So it's just like, I look at it like it's just probably something for another day. Can it still, so can you, here's a question. Can you program it and then still, oh, maybe not black hardware. Oh, none of these have like the black, I don't know if you'd call that the threading, the metal hardware. So we'll do the black and gold, I think. What was my question? My question was, can you reprogram or rebind the rotary encoder and then still have it be VIA compatible? That's the question I have. But I'll check that out at some point. We'll do that like another day. My goal here is, do you guys think I can finish everything by 10:30? An hour and a half. So I gotta, you know, it's gonna take me at least a half an hour to do some stabilizers. And then what else? Assembly or soldering the board. That's gonna take me actually probably faster. Hopefully, well, I don't know. Maybe another 30 minutes. We'll do some type tests and we'll do a giveaway. So let's see. We'll see. Andy with the Bing Bong. Welcome back. Not 100% sure since I don't buy a board if it's not fully VIA compatible, but it seems all or nothing for QMK versus VIA. I see. Bing Bong. Andy every time with these random Asian guy emotes. 2, 4, 6. Okay. Nice. Wait, did you use I'm guessing you're not subbed, but did you use like your points for the cool ass? Just to be able to use a sub only emote? Chris sucks. Hey, you forgot one S. You missed one S, dude. Okay, I think that covers it. So what we got. Chris sucks. You still forgot another S, dude. Alrighty. What what's next? I need to find some lubricant. Where's my lube? Am I crazy? It's like I just had it. Now it's gone. Is it under all this? Ah, there it is. All right, hyper speed. We're gonna do some. Oh my God, you're killing it. All the emotes. What is this? Poro sad. You are crushing it right now. Luby Chris. Lube boy. Andy, how many points do you have? How many channel points do you have? Hyperspeed. We're going hyperspeed right now. A lot? Like 4,000 a lot? 3,000 a lot? Oh my God. It's filling me up with water, huh? Alright, we're gonna hydrate. For you, Andy. Stretch out. Ugh. Ugh. I have really basic understanding of coding, but the instructions on QMK seem simple enough if one has some knowledge. Okay. We'll do it, but I guess the one thing I'm thinking about, to be perfectly honest, is like I don't know, to be honest, what I would really, program the knob to. Like, it's like, should I program it to up and down? Should I program it to left and right? I feel like those are probably the most obvious ones. Maybe I would program it like to, I don't know, just be able to do something like in Lightroom, just turning sliders up and down. At the same time, it's like it's on the back of the keyboard and on the right side where I mouse with my right hand. So it's like, again, I'm left to wonder, like, how useful will it really be if I can't control volume via software? Now, what would be cool is if somehow, some way, the volume control was like, I don't know, connected to my amp. That would be pretty sick. That would be very stupidly impossible considering my amp is like really old. But it would be cool nonetheless. Noobs building firmware. It's a good page name. Oh. You guys are catching the bottom portion of my desk. Can be used for history scrubbing. Ah. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I like that. I'm actually a fan of that. It's a good idea. I use Vim, so undo is U, and then redo is Control R. So that might also be an amusing way to do it too. It's like, how far do I want to go back? Page up. I was thinking about page up and page down too. All right, 9:01. Been working at this for about 10-ish minutes. I believe we can finish by 10:30. If the bars you use in photo touch-up work with arrow keys, you can bind them to left and right. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I think I forget if it's up, down, or left, or up, down, or left, right, but it's one of them. The goofy part is that you have to be hovering over like a slider, for example, and then it's just like, since I mouse with my right hand, it's just like a little bit, honestly, a little bit impractical to be doing this, you know? It's like a reach around purple nurple, you know? It's goofy. Here we go. I guess I'll get it from the top here. Oh, I put a lot, didn't I? Yeah, I figured it was more convenient for me to get an MX Master 3 mouse instead of a keyboard with a rotary encoder and just rebind the thumb scroll. I never thought of like history scrubbing as a possibility for that. I actually have an MX Master 2. And I don't know how to put it. I liked it, but I don't know how to put it. I liked it, but I don't like it as much as this. Like, I like how this feels. I like this weight just overall. The G Pro Superlight. I don't know. It's just this one is just comfortable. And I know that the MX Master series, that's supposed to, like, meant to be like a comfortable, like almost like productivity mouse, but I don't know. I've grown to love this one. Like, whenever I end up using, like, I go back to using that MX Master sometimes, like, oh, it's a little bit sluggish, a little bit. But it's cool. I really like that, like, I don't know. that prism looking key or the button that like just by default is like a play pause key. I do like that. I wish that more mice had that. I also wish that more mice had the CM Storm Spawn / MM720 thing, where there's like a resting spot for your ring finger. I think that's also like, man, if, I like these. It's just like, I'm just imagining. Just have this, but with all the extra stuff I want, like a play pause button here, like a thumb scroll thing here, and then a ring finger holder. Yeah, the mouse isn't actually that comfortable for my small hands, but free scroll and thumb scroll was a game changer for me. I actually really don't like the free scroll. The thumb scroll also, like, again, like, I didn't think of how I could make that useful for myself, but I can see how it can be, like, now, especially with, like, you know, history control. I can see it, but I just, at the time, like, you know, as I've used it, I've never thought of how useful it can be. But the free scroll, I actually haven't been a fan of. Like, I like my scrolling kind of clicky. Trying to get better at doing stabilizers. And I'm trying to go faster. I don't know, it's always funny. It's like I always do 3 stabilizers, which is fewer than most people. Yet somehow I'm still so slow. Transition point is also adjustable. Oh. I wonder if it was for the 2S. I guess I don't see why it wouldn't be, but... I mean, what I just remember was like just trying to disable it entirely. The thing that everyone loves. It's like, I don't like this. Just get rid of it. All right, the easy one, the 7U. Last one to clip on soon. Alrighty. Let's do this. Alright. Do that right? Yes. Okay. Sick. Alright, now let's get it in play here. Did not need that many, of course. Oh, here's a question. Anyone got some TTS for us? We got a nice healthy dose of TTS. I need it. Inject it into me. Let me know if anyone wants me to play anything. Alright, let's do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh, this is a pretty healthy one here. One second. What's happening? All right, here we go. Here we go, everybody.
A rotary encoder, also called a shaft encoder, is an electromechanical device that converts the angular position or motion of a shaft or axle to analog or digital output signals. There are two main types of rotary encoder, absolute and incremental. The output of an absolute encoder indicates the current shaft position, making it an angle transducer. The output of an incremental encoder provides information about the motion of the shaft, which typically is processed elsewhere into information such as position, speed and distance. Rotary encoders are used in a wide range of applications that require monitoring or control, or both, of mechanical systems, including industrial controls, robotics, photographic lenses, computer input devices such as optomechanical mice and trackballs, controlled stress re-emitters, and rotating radar platforms. Contents 1. Technologies 2. Basic types 2.1, Absolute 2.2, Incremental 3, Absolute encoder 3.1, Absolute rotary encoder 3.1.1, Construction 3.1.2, Mechanical absolute encoders 3.1.3, Optical absolute encoders 3.1.4, magnetic absolute encoders 3.2, brushless motor commutation 3.2.1,
Yeah, no, I don't trim them out.
capacitive absolute encoders 3.3, absolute multi-turn encoder 3.3.1, battery-powered multi-turn encoder 3.3.2, geared multi-turn encoder 3.3.3, self-powered multi-turn encoder 3.4, ways of encoding shaft position 3.4.1, standard binary encoding 3.4.2, gray encoding 3.4.3, single track gray encoding 3.5, data output methods 4, incremental encoder 4.1, other pulse output rotary encoders 5, see also 6, references 7, further reading 8, external links technologies Hall effect quadrature encoder, sensing gear teeth on the drive shaft of a robot vehicle. Mechanical, also known as conductive encoders. A series of circumferential copper tracks etched onto a PCB is used to encode the information via contact brushes sensing the conductive areas. Mechanical encoders are economical but susceptible to mechanical wear. They are common in human interfaces such as digital multimeters. 3. Optical. This uses a light shining onto a photodiode through slits in a metal or glass disc. Reflective versions also exist. This is one of the most common technologies. Optical encoders are very sensitive to dust. On-axis magnetic. This technology typically uses a specially magnetized 2-pole neodymium magnet attached to the motor shaft. Because it can be fixed to the end of the shaft, it can work with motors that only have one shaft extending out of the motor body. The accuracy can vary from a few degrees to under 1 degree. Resolutions can be as low as 1 degree or as high as 0.09 degree, 4000 CPR, count per revolution. 4. Poorly designed internal interpolation can cause output jitter, but this can be overcome with internal sample averaging. Off-axis magnetic. This technology typically employs the use of rubber-bonded ferrite magnets attached to a metal hub. This offers flexibility in design and low cost for custom applications. Due to the flexibility in many off-axis encoder chips, they can be programmed to accept any number of pole widths, so the chip can be placed in any position required for the application.
I think a lot of people are
Magnetic
really into
encoders
flex.
operate in harsh environments where
like,
optical encoders would fail to work. Basic types absolute and absolute encoder maintains position information when power is removed from the encoder.
Of the
5.
Wikipedia
The
page
position
for
of the
rotary
encoder is available immediately on applying power. The relationship between the encoder value and the physical position of the controlled machinery is set at assembly. The system does not need to return to a calibration point to maintain position accuracy. An absolute encoder has multiple code rings with various binary weightings which provide a data word representing the absolute position of the encoder within one revolution. This type of encoder is often referred to as a parallel absolute encoder. 6. A multi-turn absolute rotary encoder includes additional code wheels and toothed wheels. A high-resolution wheel measures the fractional rotation, and lower-resolution geared code wheels record the number of whole revolutions of the shaft. 7. Incremental encoder. An incremental encoder will immediately report changes in position, which is an essential capability in some applications. However, it does not report or keep track of absolute position. As a result, the mechanical system monitored by an incremental encoder may have to be moved to a fixed reference point to initialize absolute position measurements. Absolute encoder, absolute rotary encoder construction. Digital absolute encoders produce a unique digital code for each distinct angle of the shaft. They come in 2 basic types, optical and mechanical. Mechanical absolute encoders. A metal disc containing a set of concentric rings of openings is fixed to an insulating disc, which is rigidly fixed to the shaft. A row of sliding contacts is fixed to a stationary object so that each contact wipes against the metal disc at a different distance from the shaft. As the disc rotates with the shaft, some of the contacts touch metal, while others fall in the gaps where the metal has been cut out. The metal sheet is connected to a source of electric current, and each contact is connected to a separate electrical sensor. The metal pattern is designed so that each possible
I just
position
wanna
of the
use it.
axle creates a unique binary code in which some of the contacts are
You know what I
connected to
mean?
the current source, i.e. switched on, and others are not, i.e.
I know
switched
you are
off.
into music. Any
Brush-type
interest in a
contacts
Shure
are susceptible to
SM7B?
wear, and consequently
I think
mechanical
I'm good right
encoders
now,
are typically
honestly.
found in
I've
low-speed
dropped a ton of money
applications
on
such
this
as manual
current
volume
microphone
or
that I'm
tuning
using.
controls in a radio
Don't have
receiver.
my gear list
Optical
updated,
absolute
I
encoders.
recognize, but
The
I feel like I
optical
need to update
encoder's
that pretty
disc is
soon.
made of glass or plastic with transparent and opaque areas. A light source and
struggling now.
photodetector array reads the optical pattern that results from the disk's position at any one time.
Maybe I should
The
just
gray
punch in
code is
all of
often
the,
used. This code can be
switches
read
into
by
the
a
plate
controlling
first.
device, such as a microprocessor or microcontroller, to determine the angle of the
That might be
shaft.
the way
The
to
absolute analog type produces a unique dual analog code that can be translated into an absolute angle
So
of
what
the
are we listening
shaft.
to?
Magnetic absolute
Wiki
encoders. The
article on
magnetic
rotary
encoder uses a
encoders.
series of magnetic poles, 2 or more, to represent the
This
encoder
is the
position
first
to a
60%
magnetic
I've seen
sensor,
with a rotary
typically
encoder on it.
magnetoresistive or Hall effect. The magnetic sensor reads the magnetic pole positions. This code can be read by a controlling device, such as a
That tool looks
microprocessor
so
or
useful. It's useful for
microcontroller, to
flexi
determine the
plates,
angle of the shaft,
but I think,
similar
like,
to an
this
optical
one,
encoder.
in
The
our
absolute
particular
analog
case
type
here,
produces a unique
we're
analog
still
code
just gonna
that can be
benefit from doing
translated
this, I
into
think,
the
'cause
absolute angle
the
of the
switches
shaft
are really
by
tight,
using the
and
lookup
even
table.
we were even able to
Due to
sort
the
of
nature
address
of recording
yesterday.
magnetic effects, these encoders may be optimal to
Alu
use
is
in
going to be a little
conditions
bit
where other
easier
types
to
of
press these
encoders
switches
may fail
into
due to
comparison
dust
to
or debris
FR4, and it's still
accumulation.
pretty tight.
Magnetic
We did
encoders are
add
also
switch films,
relatively
and I did do
insensitive
that
to
intentionally.
vibrations, minor misalignment, or shocks. Brushless motor
You know,
commutation built-in rotary
just going through it.
encoders are used to indicate the angle of the motor shaft
You
in
should look up
permanent
Wiki
magnet
Arena. What is
brushless
Wiki
motors,
Arena?
which are commonly used on CNC machines, robots, and other industrial equipment. In such cases, the encoder serves as a feedback device that plays a vital role in proper equipment
I gotta get a glove
operation.
on, 'cause at some
Brushless
point my
motors
fingers are
require
gonna hurt.
electronic commutation, which often is implemented in part by using rotor magnets as a low-resolution absolute encoder, typically 6 or 12
we're two
pulses
random
per
articles are
revolution.
put
The
against
resulting shaft-angled
two random
information is conveyed to the
articles
servo
put
drive
against
to
each other.
enable it
What
to
does that
energize
mean?
the proper
I
stator
could use that tool
winding
when I was
at any
building a hot
moment
swap
in
with a
time.
palm plate.
Capacitive absolute encoders
yes.
and asymmetrical shaped disc is rotated within
This is exactly
the
what that's
encoder.
for.
This disc will change the
It's a game?
capacitance between two electrodes, which can be measured and calculated back to an angular value.
Like
9. Absolute multi-turn
Tifu,
encoder. A
how is
multi-turn
the game
encoder
played?
can detect and store more
it's
than
like
one
which one has more
evolution.
reads
The
or
term
whatever?
absolute multi-turn
More
encoder is
PGUs?
generally used if the encoder will detect movements of its
Or do they
shaft,
have, like,
even
a
if the encoder is not provided with external power.
representations of what they
Battery-powered
are?
multi-turn encoder.
As,
This type of
fighters in a
encoder
fighting
uses a
game?
battery for retaining the counts across power cycles. It uses energy-conserving electrical
TTS a
design
bit
to
loud
detect the
compared to Mike.
movements.
Ooh.
Geared multi-turn encoder. These encoders use a train of gears to mechanically store the number
how
of
about now?
revolutions.
Is that alright?
The position of the single gears is detected with one of the above-mentioned technologies. 10. Self-powered multi-turn encoder. These encoders
down
use the
just a little
principle of
bit,
energy
I
harvesting
think.
to generate energy from the moving shaft. This principle, introduced in 2007-11, uses a Wiegand sensor to produce
Still louder
electricity
than-
sufficient
still
to
louder
power
than
the
me?
encoder and write the turns count to non-volatile memory. 12. Ways of encoding shaft position. Standard binary encoding rotary encoder for
Okay, I
angle
turned it down
measuring
just a little
devices
bit
marked
more,
in
but
3-bit
let me also
binary.
check if there's a
The
way to
inner ring
control
corresponds to
TTS
contact 1
volume
in the
another
table.
way.
Black sectors are on. 0 degrees is on the right-hand side, with angle increasing
I do not know.
counterclockwise. An example of a binary code in an extremely simplified encoder with only 3
Zero
contacts
difference.
is shown below. Standard binary encoding
That
sector.
I can actually
Contact
see
1,
that it is pretty
contact
loud,
2,
isn't it?
contact 3, angle 0, off, 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 0 degrees to 45 degrees 1, off, off, on, 45
Is this the
degrees to
table?
90 degrees 2, off, on, off, 90 degrees to 135 degrees 3, off, on, 135 degrees to 180 degrees 4, on, off, 180 degrees to 225 degrees 5, on, 225 degrees to 270 degrees 6 on.
Okay, how about now?
Off.
That's a little quieter, right?
70 degrees to 315 degrees 7 on.
You could also just turn my mic louder. I was like trying to do a whole bunch of other stuff
in general, where there are in
that wasn't turning my mic
the
louder.
number of distinct positions of the shaft is 2n. In this example, n is 3, so there are 2 superscript 3 or 8 positions. In the above example, the contacts produce a standard binary count as the disk rotates.
Way better? Okay.
However, this has the drawback that if the disk stops between 2 adjacent sectors, or the contacts are not perfectly aligned, it can be impossible to determine the angle of the shaft. To illustrate this problem, consider what happens when the shaft angle changes from 179.9 degrees to
How did you choose this wiki article? Well, we were talking about rotary encoders, because this board actually has a rotary encoder on it.
Instant, according to the above table,
now, we were trying to figure out how to make the rotary encoder useful, because the auto... like the default via hex fixes the rotary encoder to be volume control, which isn't going to be really useful to me because there's no software volume control on Mac OS when you use a DAC. There are ways to rebind the rotary encoder, but that involves not using the default via hex in the first place.
To these codes in the table. In order, they are 3, 7, 6, and then 4. So, from this sequence of codes produced, the shaft appears to have jumped from sector 3 to sector 7, then gone backwards to sector 6, then backwards again to sector 4, which is where we expected to find it. In many situations, this behavior is undesirable and could cause the system to fail. For example, if the encoder were used in a robot arm, the controller would think that the arm was in the wrong position and try to correct the error by turning it through 180 degrees, perhaps causing damage to the arm. Gray encoding rotary encoder for angle measuring devices marked in 3-bit binary reflected gray code. BRGC.
Ooh, some of these are tight.
The ring corresponds to contact 1 in the table. Black sectors are on. 0 degrees is on the right-hand side, with angle
some, but not all.
counterclockwise. To avoid the above problem, gray coding is used. This is a system of binary counting in which any 2 adjacent codes differ by only 1-bit position. For the 3
I'm like so curious,
above,
like
the gray coded version would be as follows.
How frequently are people who buy these like really expensive, you know, just like the what I guess people call high-end boards,
0 degrees
and then end up using 6.25 bottom row? For a 60% specifically. I feel like it can't be that frequent, and I just wonder why a lot of boards just still like have that compatibility. I don't know, maybe I'm just like closed-minded to it, but it just seems kind of crazy to me sometimes. Like I can't imagine that there's someone out there being like, I want a Pandora, but I want it to be a 60% 6.25U board.
270 degrees to 315
You guys think that would be
7,
common?
on, off,
Because I don't.
315 degrees to 360 degrees. In this example, the transition from sector 3 to sector 4, like all other transitions, involves only one of the contacts changing its state from on.
That's how I feel about anti-TKL. Oh, Georgie TV, welcome.
Means that the sequence of incorrect codes shown in the previous illustration cannot happen. Single track gray encoding if the designer moves the contact to a different angular position, but at the same distance from the center shaft, then the corresponding ring pattern needs to be rotated the same angle to give the same output. If the next significant bit, the inner ring in figure 1, is rotated enough, it exactly matches the next ring out. Since both rings are then identical, the inner ring can be omitted, and the sensor for that ring moves to the remaining, identical ring, but offset at that angle from the other sensor on that ring. Those two sensors on a single ring make a quadrature encoder with a
I think it's
single
each their own layout.
It is possible
I
to
couldn't
arrange
quite get
several
used to
sensors around
HHKB,
a
so
single
sitting
track
disassembled.
ring so that consecutive
Oh,
positions
man.
differ at only a
Which
single
key did you get?
sensor.
What color?
The result
And
is the
what
single track
other
code
configuration?
encoder.
You got like a brass
Data
bottom
output
R2 or
methods
what?
depending on the device and manufacturer. An absolute encoder may use any of several signal types and communication protocols to transmit data, including parallel binary, analog signals, current or
Parallel
voltage,
universe.
and serial bus systems such as SSIA, BIS, Hide and Hainondat, 6-Degman Hyperface, DeviceNet, Modbus, Profibus, CANopen and EtherCAT, which typically employ
Alright, I'm like
Ethernet
using my
or
eagle eyes. It's pretty actually easy to tell
RS-485
that nearly no
physical
pins were
layers.
bent.
Incremental encoder main article. Incremental encoder and incremental encoder to square waves in quadrature. The direction of rotation is
R2
indicated
purple
by
alu
the
bottom,
sign
right
of the
on.
AB phase angle, which
Oh, that's a
in this
pretty
case
one, man.
is negative
The
because it
purple and the
trails a
olive
conceptual
and
drawing of a rotary incremental
the
encoder
pink, they were
sensor
all so
mechanism
good looking
with the corresponding logic
on that
states of
R2.
the A and
I have
B
the
signals.
olive.
Rotary incremental encoder
You've seen,
is the
I've been
most
driving that
widely
one for a
used of
bit,
all
but I brought
rotary
back the
encoders
Xara.
due to its ability to provide real-time position information.
Okay. Almost there, we just need to do this,
Limited in any way by its two internal incremental movement
Spacebar.
sensors. One can find in the market incremental encoders with up to 10,000 counts per revolution or more. Rotary incremental encoders report position changes without being prompted to do so, and they convey this information at data rates, which are orders of
What is the
magnitude
wisest
faster
choice
than those
for
of most
spring
types of
here?
absolute shaft encoders. Because of this, incremental encoders are commonly used in applications
90
that
gram.
require precise measurement of position and velocity.
Got the 78
A rotary
gram.
incremental encoder
Then
may
I can
use
go dig
mechanical,
around, I
optical, or
think.
magnetic sensors to detect rotational position changes. The mechanical type is commonly employed as a manually operated digital potentiometer control on electronic equipment. For example, modern home and car stereos typically use mechanical rotary encoders as volume controls. Encoders with mechanical sensors require switch rebouncing and consequently are
that it?
limited
Yeah,
in the
that's all I had.
rotational speeds they can handle. The optical type is used when higher speeds are encountered or a higher degree
I thought I had
precision is
more.
required.
I thought I had the
incremental encoder has two output signals, A and B,
69
which
gram
issue
in
a periodic
this.
digital waveform and quadrature when the encoder shaft rotates. This is similar to sine encoders.
TMT
which
story?
output
What is
sinusoidal
TMT
waveforms
story?
in quadrature.
Please,
Sine
school
and
me.
Cosine 13, thus combining the characteristics of an encoder and a resolver. The waveform frequency indicates the speed of shaft rotation, and the number of pulses indicates the
I
distance
think I
moved,
have the
whereas
69
phase
grams
relationship
somewhere. Give me
indicates
a
the
one
direction
quick
of
second. I'm gonna
rotation.
go look for it.
Some rotary incremental encoders have an additional index output, typically labeled Z, which emits a pulse when the shaft passes through a particular angle. Once every rotation, the Z signal is asserted, typically always at the same angle, until the next AB state change. This is commonly used in radar systems and other applications that require a registration signal when the encoder shaft is located at a particular reference angle. Unlike absolute encoders, an incremental encoder does not keep track of, nor do its outputs indicate the absolute position of the mechanical system to which it is attached.
Alright, I don't know what to say. I think I was lying
To
myself.
determine
I
the
think I'm
absolute position at
really
any
just
particular
fully
moment,
fresh
it
out
is
of these
necessary to
69
track the absolute
gram
position of the mechanical
symmetric
encoder
spin, but
interface,
not
which
that
typically
necessarily that I
includes a bidirectional
need to,
electronic
because I
counter.
mean these are 63 and a
Inexpensive
half.
incremental encoders are used in mechanical
I'm wondering
computer
if I should make
Typically,
this like 30
two
gram
encoders are
jump.
used, one to sense left-right motion and another to
I wish it
sense
was like
forward-backward motion.
85 or 80.
Other pulse output rotary
83.
encoders with a single output, i.e. tachometers, cannot be used to sense direction of motion but are suitable for measuring speed and for measuring position when the direction of travel is constant.
I think it
In
depends on
certain
what
applications,
keycap
they
set
may
we're
be used
gonna
to
run.
measure
Maybe.
distance of motion,
Let's take a look.
e.g. feet of movement. See also analog devices that perform a similar function include the synchro, the resolver, the rotary variable differential transformer,
Unused.
RVDT,
Okay,
and
we
the
got a
rotary
few
potentiometer.
unused key
A
sets here.
linear
What do we
encoder
got?
is similar to a rotary encoder, but measures position or motion.
Actually, I pretty much know exactly what key set to run. I'm not even gonna trip. I know exactly what to run for this. Oh, did we finish? No, what the hell? I'm tripping if I choose anything else. There's actually maybe a couple choices. Let me see. Who is that? Oh, Madrice, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Let's see. Keycap set based on the Monogatari anime series, pink, light purple, red colorway. Ooh. I feel like I actually might recall that now that you say that, but if you have a link to like the Geekhack or whatever, Geekhack thread or anything, let me know. Drop it in. But I'm taking a look and seeing if there's any more possible sets we could run. Oh yeah, we have a few. I'm thinking about the best one in my brain. It's just kind of spinning right now. Yeah, there's pretty much only two that I would consider. Okay, let's do this. Let's check it out. Ooh, that's interesting. It looks kind of like Frost Witch and Darling combined. That's cool. That's chill. When's the ETA for delivery? I'm gonna run this poll, by the way. What's the other one? Ships as soon as China lockdown in China ends. I see. Oh man, the lockdown's got some crazy stuff going on. Okay. I am thinking I'll just run the 90 gram. Fuck it. You know what? Like, if it becomes really heavy, we'll deal with it later. This is Space Gray on this guy. So for anyone who's interested in seeing MoDo 2 and maybe wants to compare that versus regular MoDo, or let's see the height comparison. Okay. There is also sorry, give me 1 second. The Chinese Sub-Legends 21 KB beige set, which has like the Sub-Legends are like RGB basically. Let's get rid of that. So it's all on you guys. Whatever you guys want to see, get your votes in. Yeah, I was thinking MoDo 2 would be a little bit better, and I do want to like compare. I want to compare the difference between MoDo 2 and regular Dolch. See like how much cooler it is, how much warmer regular Dolch is. I hear a Dolch R5 is supposed to be shipping somewhat soon. Alrighty. Punch this guy in. Ooh. I guess I'll steal these keys. I feel like that's always the best choice. I don't know why I've not done this before, but I'll always have like a keyboard in front of me, and then I should just steal these keys to check if the stabilizers work all right. Seem fine to me so far. That enter sounds really good. Yeah, the shift does too, doesn't it? That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Okay, I'll get the soldering iron out. Gotta tidy up a little bit though. Yeah. Spacebar A and Thixius. Welcome back. Oops. Trying to just trying to put the keys back on a keyboard that's plugged in. Okay. We're gonna tidy up. We're gonna get the iron in, solder this all up, run a couple tests after we assemble, and then we will run our giveaway. Kind of feel like it's a little bit more of a low-key stream tonight, huh? I know that there's a lot going on. Cool streams out there, I recognize. Cool keyboard streams, obviously. A lot of cool stuff going on tonight, but there's also Coachella. I don't know if any of you guys have Coachella on in the background right now, but Coachella's live streaming, you know, their sets through the night on YouTube. So plug in that for almost no reason. I've been none cooler than you. Oh, you flatter me. Okay. Oh, we need our fume extractor. Is that everything? Okay. Yes. All right, if anyone has any vinyl requests, or if you want to just send a free TTS idea, feel free to do so. No better time than now to get your free TTS ideas in. Gonna be busy until closing? All right. Well, thanks for lurking. Appreciate. All right, well, what else are we doing? I'm gonna clean all this up. All right, get your votes in, guys. Moto 2 versus 21 KB Chinese. I realized I didn't put GMK in there, but you guys already know a little bit about Moto 2, don't you? All right, we are gonna probably vote in. I think this deserves that, you know. Let's get the gloves back on. Do it upside down. Now let's do it. We'll do it row by row. I love huffing solder fumes. No, you know, I'm not even kidding, but like I never had a fume extractor until like last year. And like I've been like soldering keyboards like as early as like 2013. It's real bad. It's like, it's kind of like a nostalgic smell, but albeit I'm fully aware of how not healthy it is. Fully aware. Alright, we'll do this one now. Go straight from the most, or the least switches on a row to the most. We'll go, I think I'm supposed to do it this way, huh? I never turned on my air purifier behind me. It was a little cold. It's been a little cold, huh? Yeah, I should open up a fan or something when I solder. It doesn't help that I usually have my head directly above the solder either, yeah. Or just a window. A window open would work. That would suffice. Here it's a little loud where I am, so... How much solder do I have left? I've been using a lot of solder, huh? Crazy. Guess I have been doing a lot of builds. MoDo 2. MoDo 2 has 1. Alright. Good. Good to know. I've been like trying to wonder, like, is there... Like, I bought MoDo 2 thinking like... I'm definitely gonna have a use for it. And then I sat around thinking like, oh man, what am I gonna put it on? Well, I guess it makes sense now. I got this Pandora Space Gray. And we'll be able to compare it again to the K. I just put the K away earlier. I shouldn't have done that. It looks like pushing this is supposed to be useful. That one was, but some of these other ones, like I can see like a tiny gap, but they don't really get close. I think that gap is just supposed to be there. Oh, that one was useful. Real good, real good. And this one's gonna be too. Ooh, that one was extra. That was extra useful there. Alright. Bottom ones all look good. Okay. 3 middle rows. We'll get through them. Try and do the quick Wodan. Like what I typically do is just do every single one, then reheat and push, then move on to the next. But here we're like, instead of doing the push, we're doing it at the end of each row. Whoops. Ooh, that got dangerous. Okay. Let's address this row. Ooh, useful. Useful. That one sounded like it too. I need to do it from this side. Reason being is that I don't want to burn my thumb on a hot solder joint, because it doesn't cool down fast enough when I sort of progress. I don't know if anyone had seen this from before, but I think a little while back I was doing a long pull. It was some long pull switch. I don't remember if it was a Franken switch or not. It may have been. But when you crack it open with one of those like nutcracker style switch openers, if you're a little too forceful and quick at the same time, you could potentially like break out. Like the long pull could break the bottom well. And it happened, I think, at least once, possibly more than once. And I just remember thinking it was really bizarre because I'm just like, wait, I don't feel like this is a long pull. The reason I bring this up is because the Zaku here is a long pull switch. It's not even a Franken switch. And I had to like kind of remember to first of all not use the nutcracker to crack these open when I was tuning them. But just on top of that, like as I'm going through it now, one thing I wonder is like when I'm trying to push this to like do the Wodan for alignment, whether or not like I could potentially be pushing it so hard that I could break the bottom well of the switch again. Probably not, because it's not a sudden like hard piercing strike, but it's just something that comes to mind because it actually I couldn't believe that it happened. I remember someone, it might have been Allhex, it might have been somebody, explained to me, no, you shouldn't use the nutcracker for long pull switches. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like I was like, in my brain I was thinking like, nah, it can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. And then lo and behold, I broke some switches. There was a Reddit post about it, I think. Were you the one that said it? Like originally, like here in my chat? I think it might have been you. In my brain, I was like, nah, it's fine. I think he's overreacting. The Gatoran switch opener. Yeah, possibly. I see. I'm not gonna lie, I have a ulterior motive. I always forget, like, that's the actual term for it. Ulterior motive is something that's like always on my mind, but I forget the words for it. But I have an ulterior motive for trying to like want to end stream early. You know, I've been. Okay, first of all, I wanted to stream today because I know that I feel personally like I've been cheating everyone here out of like builds, because like I have so many builds I could be doing, but like I'm not really caught up on all my switches. And then on top of that, like there are just some days where you know, a couple things have happened. Like last time around, I think Monday's stream we were doing we're doing plates and we were doing photos. And then like I've been spending a lot of other streams just like, you know, lubing switches. So I feel like I've been cheating you guys out of build. So I really did want to do this build today, because I know that I've cheated this whole week without a build to this point. But I do have an ulterior motive as to why I want to finish early. It's not just because I'm just trying to like be faster this time. I'm planning to go hang out with Ada, and I'm just like, the motivation was that she goes like, hey, you want to come and then get some Taco Bell? And I'm like, yes. Yes, I do. I absolutely do. So I'm like, the sooner we can get through this, the sooner the Taco Bell could be in my stomach. And then in the toilet. The sooner we can get through that whole cycle. Hey, yo, Spring Roll. Welcome. How good are keyboards? Welcome. Oh my goodness. Alright, I gotta do the stretch. Bruh, do a part 2? A part 2 of the Taco Bell? You wanna see the part 2 after it goes in my stomach? You wanna see where it goes after? I would desolder a board and put it away if it meant I got to go to Taco Bell. No, but I gotta do a build every week. I feel like I'm cheating y'all. And things is that you ain't cheating about anything. I got builds, no desk, nor area to build in. I like that tea. Nature's beautiful. This tea. Alright, I forgot where I was in the context here of VOD, but I do gotta fulfill this stretch. I think I gave you 2 stretches. Alright, and then we gotta do this hydrate. I did get the Zaku switches done, yes. Alright, we're just gonna redo this whole middle one again. Jesus fucking Christ, that water bottle. Yes, I actually got this water bottle wreck from Gym Leader Nathan. Shouts out to Gym Leader Nathan. Got this huge 1-gallon bottle. It's supposed to encourage you to drink 1 gallon every day. I never do it. But what I do like about it is that if you fill it to the top, like, you know, you get to the gallon, it's just like, you don't have to refill it as much. So even if it doesn't last you, like, even if like it takes more than a day to fill it, it's like, that means you never had to refill it for like a whole day. So it's pure laziness for me. Not even for the health portion of it. It also has like the most unfortunate name. Like the company name or the brand name. QUIFIT. Quifit. Like that is like a horrible name. Why would you name yourself that? My favorite thing about Gym Leader Nathan is that everyone calls him what sounds like Jim because they're saying the first word of his username. Absolutely. Mr. Jim. Quifit? No, Quifit with a Q. It basically sounds like Queef It. It's terrible. It's like, did they think about that first? It's kind of like that whole Washington football team rebranding to the Washington Commanders, and then everyone calls them the Commies. It's like they didn't think about that at all. Okay, I think we're good on the single legs, but let's just take a quick look around, make sure everything seems okay. And it seems okay. Plus, if you carry it around, it's like 8 pounds. Just do curls while you drink Sinvec. Welcome back. Alright, I think we are good. What y'all think? I know you guys can't see anything, but you think it's good? Because I think it's good. Heavy bubbles vibes? Alright. Okay, let's power through this. Power through these second legs. We're gonna power through the actual assembly of putting everything back together. We will do our typing tests with the prediction. Oh shit! I still need to go and grab that MoDo 2, don't I? Gotta grab MoDo 2 and open that up. You know that's gonna be a whole thing. We'll run our giveaway, our All Hex sponsored artisan giveaway for the night, and then it's Taco Bell time, man. Actively looking for a good water bottle. Been looking at insulated ones like the Hydro Flask, Yeti, Tequila, etc., etc. I think I have like a bootleg Hydro Flask. I think it's called a Thermo Flask. I did, and then I think I replaced it with this giant one, and then I leave the fake Hydro Flask with Ada. She's the one that actually bought it. It's like I had it because she bought it for here, and then I have rightfully returned it to her. Because of this giant water bottle. I have no complaints about Hydro Flask, just pricey as fuck. Stanley. Such a hard decision for me. All of them have complaints and scuffed as reviews. Taco Bell is always a move. Peter Poppins, welcome back. What I heard is that all these like insulated containers are just exactly the same. Like it's literally like everyone knows Hydro Flask because it's just marketing. Like they print their names on it the same way that everyone prints their names on all the same generic bottle. This is what I've heard. But you know, don't trust me. I think you might just need to buy all of them and then test to see if they're all the same or not. Yeah, remember when I was really into brushing my PCBs or cleaning my PCBs off? Whatever happened to that? I feel like I found that I wasn't actually cleaning it. Like I didn't know how to get these little solder boogers off. I feel like the only way to get those solder boogers off is if you just heat up every single little speck. Yeah, whatever happened with that? Good times. Good times. The fingerprints on my PCB are proof of labor. Ooh. That is true. That is true. The blood, sweat, and tears in the form of fingerprints. Every time I clean my PCB, I end up making them look worse. Smears everywhere. Oh, I have a conversation. Anybody U.S. based and just did their taxes? Literally just did my taxes today. I've been very, very intimidated by doing my taxes. I'd never done my own taxes before. And so I went through with TurboTax the other day. And I like literally got to the end and I was just like, oh, this is kind of pricey. So then I started like Googling, hey, is there like cheaper options than TurboTax? And I started reading about, and like I'd heard about it before, but like I never really looked into it until like, I see it in front of me. this whole situation of how you know, Intuit and H&R Block, they try to, like, you know, block legislation for making, you know, tax filing free. So then it's just like, okay, well, what are the options that are, you know, supposed to be quote unquote better than TurboTax for doing all this kind of, like, you know, sort of shady nonsense. And then I found out there's like there's a site, I think it was called it's called Free Tax USA, that itself has like an umbrella company above it that like manages a bunch of like tax related sites. I swear, I hope that I soldered in the right bottom row, but we'll find out. Anyways, I am like actually now worried that I didn't. I think I did. Okay, anyways. And if we don't, then I guess we'll have to desolder. Free Tax USA apparently is like a, you know, very, very cheap. Like the federal is free. The state costs a little bit. I don't really know why, but state filing is free. Beastie Boys? Again? I think I only have one Beastie Boys record, so I could play it again if you'd like. Everyone just needs a sister that is a CPA. I see. Alright, if you want to play it again, I'll play it again. That's fine. Okay, anyways, so I'm going through Free Tax USA, and then like the UI is like very slightly less nice than TurboTax. But it's like, it's mostly, for the most part, fine. And it's just like, it's crazy how much cheaper it was for the tax situation that I'm in. And so I think I got to the end, and I just got a little bit confused by like an alert. And then the thing is like, you get the priority chat support for like, you know, a very, very small cost, especially in comparison to like, you know, what TurboTax charges. Trying to clean this needle really loosely here. So I'm talking to this guy, right, on the chat support. I tell him, like, hey, I see like a small issue, and he says like, all right, I'll check up on your account. I had my shit to Jackson Hewitt and call it a day. I think my mom just went to Jackson Hewitt. I think she did it like 2 days ago. I get on this chat with this like live chat support, and I said, hey, I think there's a little bit of a weird thing I'm seeing. And it's like, all right, let me pull up your account. And then, okay, I found it a little bit interesting, because it's just like, you know, those chat bubbles on the bottom right of your screen. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like when you just go to like any site, they have that. And I think like I paid for this. Like I paid for the service to have the priority chat support. And he pulls it up, and he says like, hey, let me just make sure that I'm getting this right. You have these two, you know, tax documents for photography and for live streaming. Is that correct? I'm like, that's correct, right? He goes, all right, let me review. Yeah, it does. My favorite method is a liberal amount of isopropyl and a toothbrush to loosen residue, and then iso-soaked paper towel, and then just rub the shit out of it. Paper towel will rip and tear and get everywhere, because whenever this thing is best, I've been able to get a PCB cleaner. Harass the chat bots. No, this wasn't a bot though. This is a real person. He said, let me review. And then he asked me, hey, out of personal curiosity, where do you live stream? And I thought that was really bizarre. But, you know, because I'm just like, wait, this seems really personal. But then I think about how I feel like real life accountant meetings are probably like that, where they're trying to small talk you. But I just found it weird, because I don't think I've had a personal question asked of me in one of those chat windows before. So, I don't know. Wait, did I finish? I think we're finished, huh? Okay, I think we are. I guess I'll just turn everything off here. Then we'll just plug all these things in. Ooh, Tiguru Witch, my favorite human friend. I hope you're doing well. He shouts out Tiguru Witch. Wait, who banned Tiguru Witch? Who did that? Who did that? Tiguru Witch was my best friend. Alrighty. Let us test this out. Oh man, who did that? We weren't supposed to ban him. This board is sick. There's a lot going on in this board. I gotta admit here. I am like literally trying to figure out what is the way. How do you do this? What is the best way? I feel like I don't know. I feel like an animal right now. Hold up. I feel like I need this mid piece back just because I'm going to end up scratching everything if I don't. Usually use a lot of ISO and toothbrush, and I end up doing about 2 or 3 times for it to clean well. I really want to get an ultrasonic cleaner, but that won't be good for a bunch of switches soldered to a board. Gotta try the paper towel. Problem is that the ISO dissolves the flux but does not remove it. Okay, so here's my thing. I feel like my problem more... Okay, alright. Part of my ignorance. Feel free... Hey, guys, point and laugh, whatever. I don't care, but I feel like I just gotta know. When I talk about cleaning my board, cleaning my PCB... Okay, when I solder... There's just like little tiny solder specks that just kind of fly around everywhere. My first question is that normal? And my second question is that I'm guessing that that's not what you're referring to as flux, right? Flux is like the shiny stuff that's near the joints. So again, get your laughs out of the way, but please clarify for me because I have like legitimately been confused. Okay. Let's try this out. Let's go to VIA. Test this out. Flux is kind of yellowish balls for me. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, am I just like really stupid? That's probably it, right? Like, I'm just really stupid, right? Solder will spatter a little. That is normal. If it's going to be all over the place, then you might be soldering too hot. I see. Flux is the gooey stuff around the solder joint. Yeah. But, like, I mean... Okay, so then there's my follow-up question. It's like, that's not that bad, is it? Like, how bad is it that the flux is just there? Yeah, that's not that bad, right? I'm just testing the sizes right now. I just want to make sure I soldered in the right key or right switches in the right spots. It appears to be the case that I have. The flux is the gooey stuff around the solder joint, but are you using rosin for or no clean solder? No clean solder leaves very little residue to clean up. Let's see what I have here. Rosin. I'll show this shortly. Let me just figure out what's going on here. Okay, 1 second. I gotta know this. I gotta answer my own question here. What have I done? I think this is right. Also, I gotta figure out, but just real quick separate thing. I know playing Beastie Boys 2 straight nights. I recognize there probably should be like a like vinyl fund or something, right? If you guys wanted to gift me vinyl or contribute to a fund for me to get specific vinyl that you guys want. I don't 100% know how to do that. I mean, I don't know if that's like something you guys want to put through with bits or through subs. I still got to come up with that system, right? I don't know how that'll be, because I know that some people are probably not going to buy whole vinyl for me. I get it. I understand. IRL stream next time you go to Amoeba. Ooh. Okay, I think we're good here. So let's oh, I realize I probably shouldn't have put this on like this, huh? All right, 1 second. Let me get rid of this guy, because this has got the little bits and pieces everywhere, huh? All right, one thing at a time. I'll get through each of them individually. All right, let's show this off here. This is what I'm using. What is this? Kester 6337 rosin, 0.025 inches or 0.6 millimeters. That's what I'm using. I don't know. Once the goal is hit. Depends if you rig trash marbles for me. Let's get that right there. Get rid of all of this. Just feed the wires back through this this hole. Get rid of this guy. I'm gonna go find MoDo 2. Alrighty. MoDo 2 is like in the building here. Okay. When one redeems a vinyl, how do you select one? From like my account page, there's actually a button that says just like random vinyl. I think the button is not there for, I think, people who are not logged in as me or logged in as any given user, but when I'm logged in as myself, there's a random button. So that's how. I wish there was a random button for everybody else, but yeah, I don't know. It's not there. Okay, let's take a look at this build guide. Assemble PCB. Soldering can be done once every switch is inserted. Blah, blah, blah. Retest the PCB. Assemble. And on top of the weight this moment, carefully bring the PCB plate close to the bottom mid. Please connect the... Oh, I didn't put the other JST. Oh, yeah, it's a pretty cool weight. Oh, you can see me in there. Wow. Incredible. So shiny. Okay, the second one has to get in there as well. This one is for the rotary encoder, which is going to be largely not usable, considering that, again, I use a DAC on Mac OS. But we will still connect it just as an attempt to see, well, what happens, what does happen. It's probably just going to give me that little icon that tells me I can't make any changes, which is fine. Everything is okay. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Just struggling here to actually get this second connector, and my god. Okay. The second one is in. Okay. Case foam, we're gonna avoid that. Right side of the case, encoder connect to the underside encoder. USB, align the plate as best you can on the top piece, mid gaskets. Using the top case, compress the plate down now. Flip the Pandora around carefully, screw it in using the 8 silver Phillips M3 screws. Why they had a bunch of gold ones though? Oh, sorry, you guys can't even read this, huh? So that a bunch of, long M3 gold screws will only fit if you use the RGB diffusers due to the added thickness of the case and screw lengths. Oh, is that something I should do? Or am I too late for that? I may be too late for that, huh? I see. So there was this diffuser piece here. Like where does the diffuser go? Oh shit. The free RGB diffusers will not fit the case due to manufacturing errors. Their alignment grooves needed to be enlarged to fit correctly. The long M3 gold screws only fit if you use the RGB diffusers due to the added thickness of the case and the screw lengths. So basically the gold screws are useless. All right, got it. Understood. Igor, ooh. All right, we can get Igor on after. We'll see if we even have the time for a little bit later, but we'll check it out if possible. If not, I can refund and then you can remind me for next time. Or I'll refund so that you can remind me next time by re-redeeming on subsequent streams if we don't get to Igor today. But here is what I guess I'm understanding is the pointless acrylic diffuser. This is the pointless gold screws, I guess. Alrighty. So it sounds like you can get RGB diffusers, but like it's probably something you have to order, like the corrected versions. That's what it sounds like according to this page. Wait, hold on. This is weird. Let's see this real quick. It says Durock V2 stabilizers did not fit on the PCB near the enter and R shift area. The housings hit each other. Oh, interesting. Fortunately, I'm not using both. So, perfect. Excellent. All right, cool. That's chill. All right, let's continue along. Compress, flip, and then screw, and then bump-ons. I don't know about IRL streams though. I feel like they're like, I don't know that I'm like capable. Like I don't know if I'm fit to do it. Just losing everything. Why? Yeah, am I stupid? Where did I put the... Oh, here it is. I'm not even going to use this one for most of it. Alright, let me... Because it's gasket, I know that, like, you know, a big part of it is knowing that it's going to compress properly. So it's almost like I need to do this whole song and dance. I want to run a poll about gaskets, about gasket mounted boards. Oh, sorry about this. Overhead, pole. All right, 5-minute poll for y'all. Just to not to claim anything or do anything specifically, but instead to just get an idea of how you guys feel. What do you guys think about gasket mounted keyboards? Chill or not chill? If you think of Twitch users choose which track they want to hear when streamers are using multiple. You mean like if you have multiple tabs? Is that what you mean? But if this board is so nice, I feel like there's a couple scratches here. Scuffs? Just can I wipe them off? I think so. Knife. Get your votes in, guys. Oh shit, am I missing a screw? Oh, uh-oh. Oops. This is what happens when your desk mat's too crazy. What do you mean chill or not chill? Do you guys like gasket mounted keyboards or no? Damn, okay, I lost a screw somewhere and it might be like right in front of me and just hard to tell. Oh, here it is. Too crazy, I'll take it off your hands. No worries. Oh, they can choose the VOD track or the live track. Oh, I see. I actually really quite love that idea. Because you guys might not want to hear the music that I'm playing, right? I actually really like that idea. Any chance of adding some Lindsey Sterling to the vinyl mix? Yeah, I gotta figure out a way again to contribute to a vinyl fund. Because I know that some of you guys might feel restricted by my personal choices in music. Okay. Gaskets are fine. Gasket AO. All right, here it is, guys. Moto 2. Let's cut this open. Gasket. How scuffed this gonna be? What y'all think? What the hell is this? Oh. There's a lot of stuff in here, huh? This is a big kit, huh? Banana bar time? Oh, the scuff. Alrighty. Whew. Hey, just a couple moments left here to get your vote in as to whether or not you think gasket mounted keyboards are chill or not chill. Oh.
Wappy slash.
Oh, couple votes there at the end. Y'all think of gasket keyboards are chill. Gasket mounting is hit or miss. That is packaged in with the question. If it's hit or miss, does that mean it's chill or not chill? Looks like we got Walkie plus plus. I don't know what I would use for that one. Rather, you can't expect the same thing all the time since there are different types of gaskets. I guess maybe my question is more about pour-on gaskets. 2022, so we need to be accepting, therefore chill. Ooh, interesting. Alright, I'm gonna choose violence. I'm not a really big fan of gasket-mounted boards. I don't know, there's just something, like, a little bit off-putting by foam. To me, it's just like, oh, what if this foam degrades over the next 1,000 years? Top mount still goat. Ooh, interesting. What about bottom mount? You guys like bottom mount? Not tray mount, but bottom mount. K-Max style bottom mount. Top stop mount? I don't think I've ever typed on a bottom mount. Ooh. I like it. Gasket mount and just put gaskets on the bottom and not the top. Oh, interesting. Interesting idea. You know the full walkie clip, the whole thing? Okay. That thing bleeding. My favorite TKL is hamburger mount. Oh. Hey, what if you did gaskets on the bottom, but still top mounted? How come no one has ever done that? Top mounted with bottom gaskets. Stack keyboard fanboys, so I'm a fan of sandwich. Make it so. Alright, okay. We'll do a quick poll here. Quick poll. 2-minute poll. Alright, 2-minute poll. Get your votes up. Should I put accent keys on this? I realize there's more than one accent color. There's an accent red and an accent teal. Oh, neither. Someone's definitely putting in bits. Yes, a hill to die on. Whoever that is, thank you for the bits. I'm guessing it's it's all X, isn't it? Oh, that's weird. There's no second layer. This was the second layer. That is weird. I am not a fan of that. I would say just give us the second layer, that shitty second layer. Without accents, it looks boring. Ooh. Accent boys are good boys. Oh, I got some strong feelings about accents in here. What else are we looking for? This guy. Control. Backspace. Where's shift? Is there no short right shift? Am I crazy? Is there no short? Oh, here it is. Oh, jeez. Good lord. I'm just kidding. I just don't care for Moto accents. Can we see what it looks like with and without accents? All right. We'll do that. All right, now here's the hill I die on. I think super keys are stupid. I think that there's too many letters on a 1 unit key when you put the word super on there. I think it looks really stupid. So the hill I die on is arrow keys for super. Okay, so let's take out all these accents. Y'all want to see the accents. Alright, and then we'll just chuck this. Oh, wait a second. I never took out the OGs. Here we go. Okay, I think one thing they do, you see in the pictures, is this right here. Red escape and then the teal enter. If you want to see it flipped, teal escape and red enter. There it is. If you want to see red on both and then teal on both. Non-Windows users cry too much, so we don't get Windows keys anymore. That's the thing. Like I don't even use Windows, but I like Windows keys. You know? Okay, here's red on both. We'll do teal on both to finish off. But neither one in a giant landslide, so we're gonna actually finish off. All right. I would say in terms of combinations, I would actually choose, you know, no accent. But if I had to choose, you know, a 2 accent combination, it would probably be red up here and then teal here. I'm seeing there's like a weird spacing there between this apostrophe quote key and the enter. It's kind of weird. I don't know if that's a... Is that potentially a keyboard problem? Spacing wise? That is bizarre. I want to show you guys how weird this looks. I like the red with this desk mat. This desk mat is kind of crazy. I like crazy desk mats because they hide dirt, but I don't like crazy desk mats because I just lose keys. I lose objects in them. Like, it's hard to find screws. All right, check this out. I'm not particularly happy with this here. I feel like this is a design error. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's kind of a gnarly gap in between apostrophe and enter that I think is like both the combination of the plate and the PCB, not anything to do with the keycaps, but I'm not certain. Other than that, I think it's otherwise pretty good. I think the way it looks is really good. Now, do you guys want to see? I'm gonna go grab. I'll go grab the K. I just put it away before stream, but I want to grab it because that one has like regular Dolch. It looks crooked. It's not just crooked. Like it is crooked to some extent, but it's also there's just a weird spacing gap. Another thing, by the way, we also could not, unfortunately, not finish by 10:30. It's already 10:40 right now. Enter looks crooked. Strange, right? Wonder why that is. I don't know what to say. Like, with the naked eye, I don't see any particular problem. But as soon as I mount this, it does get a little funny, doesn't it? Weird. It could be that the way I soldered it in, maybe there's some alignment issue from when I soldered in. I don't know what it is. Looks like GMK Jags, but with slightly darker mods. All right, let's take a look. Y'all want to see? I don't know how often people can show this. Could it be the stabilizers? It could be. It could be any number of things, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't really care. Like, it's not that like I'm just like, oh, I don't want to fix it. It's just that like it's not that big of a deal to me. I can understand it's probably a big deal to a lot of other people, but like, what am I gonna do? It's like, I could like hide it in photos, but like I don't really care that much. All right, I don't know how many people have actually seen a side-by-side comparison of Dolce and Moto 2, but here it is. So there it is. I realized I also didn't put these bump-ons yet, so I gotta do that. What do y'all think? This is definitely warmer, and it's funny because like this olive green is also like on the warmer end of greens, so I feel like it kind of matches. Whereas like this guy right here is like, I mean, the Space Gray works with Moto. I think it's time to fix the inner key. Nah, we can't. We are not gonna do that because we gotta get that Taco Bell, you know? Feel me? Wish my Moto Light was Moto 2. Love Dolce 2. Chris, it hurts. Yeah, you know what else hurts? My stomach. Not from hunger, but from the lack of Taco Bell in it. I feel like these bump-ons are really tiny. Like they're too tiny for the cutouts for them. All right, I'm gonna wipe this down a little bit. I had a cloth, didn't I? Taco Bell, hey. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. I do not like the fact that Moto Light exists. Just throwing that out there. I feel like it's not even Dolce. Just like I don't know, am I crazy? Am I crazy thinking like this is like, I don't know. I think I got some scratches on the stainless steel already. I feel like I can see your face and the weight better than from your guy. People said the same shit in the Geek Hack thread. Do you disagree? At the end of the day, it's just a name. It's just like, I don't know. It's like coming up with your own cola and then telling people, hey, this is a Sprite Light. You know? This is goofy. Anyways. Could have called it Martin, right? You could have called it literally anything. Alright, what do y'all think? Okay. Let's run this poll, yeah? Quick poll, 3-minute poll. What do you like better, period? No context given, just period. What do you like better? A Dolce or Moto? OG Dolce better. Love OG Dolce. Period. There's no context allowed. You just have to give the answer. Which one do you like better? I'm gonna put this away. I feel like that's not fair if I put this away and you guys are still voting. That ain't fair, is it? I'll put these accents away. Is it possible to run a prediction at the same time as a poll? I will refrain from bits. I want to see the truth. Do you guys know? Is it possible to run a prediction at the same time as a poll? Because I'm like about to do that. So we'll get rid of this guy. get rid of this guy too. I'm about to try it. Dolch is winning. Close race, huh? Alright, I'm feeling froggy. Let's do 128 as the threshold. Alright. Prediction period up, 2 minutes. I guess you can't have a poll and a prediction at the same time. But 2-minute prediction period to go along with about a minute and a half left on the poll. So let us know what you think is better, Dolch versus MoDo, as well as whether or not you think I'm going to hit or exceed 128 words per minute. So get your votes in and get your wagers in, and we'll go and do it. And then after that, we will run a little game of marbles. Yeah, let me make sure I don't have to update. All right, how do I see poll results? I feel like the poll just disappeared. Okay. Wait. View all. Which do you like better? Ooh, 4-4 right now. Dolce and MoDo tied. Oh, who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Is it gonna be an exact tie at the end of the prediction or the poll period here? Oh, it's a tie. 4-4, huh? Well done, everybody. Okay, I'll get this one out of the way. Right behind me there. Prediction period. Oh, we got doubters and believers. Very good, very good. Okay, let's get some monkey type action going on. Oh, what? I feel like something here is very weird. One second. Oh, did the prediction period end? Very cool, very cool. All right, let me sort out a couple things on my end. Get monkey type open. Real good, real good. Okay. Is this right? Yep. Okay, let's do this. Let's get a more appropriate color scheme, yeah? Is there MoDo? Does this have MoDo? No. Modern Dolch? Dolch? Oh, here it is. What the? Didn't even find it. Whoa, monkey type plug DOS keyboard. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna stop the vinyl for a little bit because I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat that out of anybody. You know, I done dark mode media had redeemed it. We're not gonna silence that or anything. We're just gonna turn it off and resume once we're finished up here. Okay. So here we go, guys. This is Pandora. Ooh, let's see how this works. Yes. Okay. So this does control volume. Real quick before we do this, this does control volume. Unfortunately, the icon for volume doesn't show up on the screen that I'm sharing, but I'm seeing this because I'm running this DAC. It's that Mac icon that just says like, it's like the crossed out symbol, just saying like, oh, you can't do anything with volume right now because you're not connected to a source where you can control volume. So this rotary encoder is working. It is functional as it is plugged in, but it's not bound to anything that's particularly useful to me. So we'll try to go and address that just sometime else, whether it's off stream or in another stream, because I think that would come down to like, you know, trying to sort of recompile a new firmware, as Madris was saying a little bit earlier. Okay, anyways. Here we are. 60-second test, 128 is the threshold. This is a Pandora HHKB, which does have that. I haven't tried the actual USB hub yet, or the pass-through, but it does have a rotary encoder as well. Gasket mounted keyboard. We got the alu plate, Zaku switches, lubed and filmed, as well as MoDo Lite, MoDo 2. So let me punch in everything here, just make sure everything is in place. I don't think all of the keys are pressed in all the way. Okay. So, let's do it. 60-second test. 128 is the goal. Get my little stretch going on. All right. Let's go. Oh, hold up. Wait a second. I did not adjust the microphone, nor did I turn off the air. Okay. Let's try again. Oh shit. I blew it. Oh, I had some really bad stuff happen right here. All right, oh, okay, hold on. I guess we'll pay out. We'll pay out. My bad. That should have been like a restart, huh? All right, let's get in some 30-second ones. This is really bad. This typing angle is really weird. Hold up, wait a second. Wait, that was weird. Dude, that one whole word being backspace just ruined you. That was really bad. Do you know what the result of the poll was? It was tied. Sinvec, Dolch, and MoDo were tied at 4-4. That one whole word being backspace, it was really bad. Okay, let's do one more 30. Okay, this It is weird. The typing angle is really high. What the hell is the typing angle? Specifications, information, description. No, this is for the PCB. Yeah, 9.5 degrees is really tall, and then like the combination of that angle plus like the long pole travel reduction, it's very weird. This is very weird. This is like more extreme than like duck. Like I think duck, eagle, and viper. Those are really high, but not even as high as this, is it? Okay, duck viper, actually it's kind of a lot. Duck viper is 11 degrees. So this is up there. You're north of 135, you just nosedived to 120 with happiness. Really bad. Not bad. Alright, we'll do a 15, a couple of 15s. Okay, that was like the first good one all night. Was the very last 15-second one that I just did. This is one of those boards where it's like, you know, I love it because it's an HHKB, obviously. Gasket mounting, I think gasket mounting just in general is a little bit weird, but not for any particular case regarding feel. I think what's really stopping me up here is the typing angle and the long pull switches. It's just, combination of this is just like really strange to me. So I think with just some days under me, like I'll be able to go and get through this, but this is a weird one, man. It is really weird. Okay, let's get some music back on. Guys, is anyone here down for a little giveaway? You guys are down for a giveaway. You guys have like, I don't know, what kind of see? I know it's been like kind of a chill, a little low-key stream tonight, so hopefully this could mean good things for you, you know? Could potentially mean good things for you. Giveaway, wow! Wow! Okay, guys, you already know what it is, right? Oh, sorry about this. I don't know why you guys are seeing this. Ball race. Okay, wait a second. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, overhead. Okay, so, guys, you got 7 caps to choose from. You already know what it is. This is the All Hex Artisan, All Hex sponsored Artisan giveaway. This is the 4th straight stream here. So check it out, see what you guys would like. We still got 3 Aerofans, 3 Keymaster Sprouts, and the Butthole. The Butthole's still in play, guys. For anyone interested in a sphincter on the corner or at any point of their board, it's still in play here. So your choice, 1 of 7. Hey, PC Love Letter, welcome back. Oh, I gotta get this out of the way here. Wait, hold up. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did open up Twitch, just kind of force of habit, just like, you know, seeing who to, you know, sort of raid in advance. But just real quick, while we're still looking at it, who won this game? This is Pelicans versus Clippers? Is this game over? Oh my God, the Pelicans won. Paul George didn't play. Crazy. Okay, anyways, sorry about this, guys. Okay. Guys, if you're interested in one of those 7 keycaps here, a possible win for you, a possible win for us all. Vote for your favorite map or your favorite number from 1 to 60. Little Friday night giveaway we got going on here. PC Lola, by the way, welcome again. Pandora HHKB we just finished up, and it's a very weird board. It's for so many reasons. Alrighty. There's our first vote here. Okay. I guess while this is going, while you guys are still voting, I can crack open Igor. How good are keyboards? I can crack this open. I got a couple of Igor versions of Igor here. Let's take a look at them. Alright, it looks like Eye of the Storm is kind of in the lead here, but let's take a quick look at Igor. So I got the picture disc. I don't think I'm going to open the picture disc, because the picture disc is like too interesting looking. So I guess we'll open up this one. I think there was a few different covers. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said about the butthole or Flower Boy. I don't mind. Okay. We'll open up, actually, Flower Boy? I mean, we're not going to get past like 3 songs, I don't think. Just letting you know. So I could play it, but, you know, we'd have to continue it whenever you come back, you know? Flower Boy, what I like about Flower Boy is that I think I opened it already, I think. But I also just gotta find it. Alright, yeah. Flower Boy's already open. That way I don't have to spend as much time. Okay, but guys, feel free. Get your votes in. I think 11 is in the lead right now. Oh, wait a second. This is 2 disc. That is disc 2. Don't crack one for me, Flower Boy's legit. It is. It absolutely is. Alright. Looks like it's sort of translucent orange vinyl for anyone who wanted to look at that. So. Get this up. Get your votes in, guys. Looks like we'll just do Eye of the Storm. Are you guys cool with that? Eye of the Storm. Oh, I also need to get the bat call out, don't I? Let's see. Okay, Eye of the Storm. Let's do it. Ooh. Alright guys, smash that follow button, hit that play command. You already know what it is. Let's do, I know that I just sent the back call out, so hopefully people rush to their computers and get on here. But we'll still do a 4-minute countdown. Everybody, welcome. Thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate y'all. Trying to finish up. We'll tidy up in the meantime while we wait. Thanks so much for being part of the Discord. For anyone who isn't already a part of the Discord, feel free to join it. Insty, welcome. Kerball. Frank, welcome back. Everybody, welcome back. You're not already part of Discord. There it is. Get in on alerts when I go live, alerts when I run these giveaways. Cool discussions for all of this. And your ability to reach out to me when you win. When you win, you'll be able to find me on that list and send me that DM, huh? About 2.5 minutes left to join up. Ooh, all hex join. I should join too, huh? I should join too. Play. Well, now we're all in it. We are all in it. Chris got to keep one of all X wins. And what happens if I win? What's the rule there? What's the verdict if I win? Hey, Jimmy, welcome back. Hammer Brother, welcome back. Is everyone doing marbles at the exact same time? I guess so. Is everyone finished up like right now? I mean, I guess I've been on for about 3.5 hours. I was trying to finish like over a half hour ago. Yeah, I got like an early start here. So. Just about a minute left. If you win, you double the prize. Ooh! But who wins it though? Jordan just NRA's right on. We're gonna package up the K. Guys, for anyone who's just joining, welcome and thank you. We just finished up this Pandora HHKB build. If I win second place and have the giveaway, I just want to win. Alright. Alright, what happens if I win? I guess if I win, last place can claim it. Last place finisher. No. If I win, first person, or last place period. Like whether or not they is last place finisher or death.
Ha cat.
Jimmy, thanks so much for the prime sub. Hey, 6 months. 6 months of support. Thank you. Alright, if I win last place, regardless of whether or not they died or finished, gets the thing. And then the last place finisher, whether it's that person or not, also gets to choose a raid target. Y'all cool with that? Alright, let's get it, guys. Early lead goes to Peter Poppins with that early lead. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'm really super familiar with this stage here, but it's the eye of the storm. We got all the the crazy sounds. So it's raining a little bit. You guys know the deal. Also, I've never known that. Wait, you can send a message with a prime sub? I didn't know that. Alright, Curveball looks like first or in the lead here once we've gotten down the track. Check my lines. Did you say something? Your lines? Alright. Curveball's in the lead here. Coming down this track. Oh, okay, this is... Okay, I remember this one where it's just like... Everyone just gets stuck there for some reason. Well, the sub didn't give me the option to share and send a message. I think that's because I was already subbed and this refresh it. I see. Interesting. I feel like in the times that I've prime subbed to people, it doesn't really give me a message option. I don't know if that's new or if I'm just a moron. One of the two. Ooh, Georgie. Georgie getting stuck in the... Oh, looks like Georgie's dead. Dark Mode Media. Frank is... Oh, Frank is dead. Curveball's in the lead though here. Ooh, okay, we got the little spinner here. And Curveball did get stuck up in a little obstacle. But Curveball's looking real healthy right now. Real healthy. Oh my goodness. What is Curveball getting stuck on? Wait, how's Curveball's... It looks like his is a car... Oh my goodness! Curveball with the win! And everyone, like, a lot of people here have died. I think including myself. Curveball! Do you claim one of these 7? And let's see who's gonna finish last. It could be Hammer Brother, it could be All Hex. Oh, All Hex is dead. Okay, so Hammer Brother just has to finish before the wall of you know, the fog of death comes. Claim. What did I win? Artisan. Appropriate my two trays. Appropriate my two trays right today. Right on. Right on. Okay, Hammer Brothers just gotta finish. We'll see if he's the one to choose the raid target here. It's a close race between Hammer Brother and AO Springrow, who's already in the finish. Alrighty. Hammer Brother, if you got a raid target, let us know who it is. Rumi. Okay, Rumi's still on. Is she about to finish? I think she started before I did. So, okay, let's check this out. Curveball, let's take a look. That Jeep is cheat. It looked like it was driving around. It really did. Okay. Okay, here we go. Curveball, your choice of one of these 7. We still got the butthole in play, but if you didn't want the butthole on your keyboard, we still got 3 Aerophants, one of which is Deadpool themed, and 3 Keymaster Sprouts. So, Curveball, your choice. Let us know. And hit me up on Discord. And everybody out there, if y'all already joined the Discord, hit that exclamation Discord. Okay, Deadpool for sure. All right. There we go, guys. Congratulations to Curveball. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. All right, we're gonna go raid Rumi, yeah. I think she has the underscore in her name, right? All right, guys. Appreciate it. I will be back Monday with something. Fuck. That's what I forgot. I forgot to run a poll. I forgot to run a poll as to what you guys might want me to. What you guys might want me to build in on Monday. What's going on with my focus? All right. Maybe I'll just put like a reaction emote poll in the keyboards channel of the Discord for what you guys might want to see me do next. I don't know. We'll see if anyone responds to it. But I appreciate everybody being here. I'll come up with a couple of ideas. Digilug. Ooh. We might have some Topre focused options on there. So we'll check that out. Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate everyone being here. Shouts out everybody. Good night from San Francisco, and show some love to Rumi. Peace, guys.